Why the feel-good movie Air almost didn't happen, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's reunion. Michael Jordan gives his seal of approval to the upcoming film Air, which stars Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and is directed by Affleck. There is no denying that Affleck and Damon have been close friends for a long time. They first met when Damon was 10 and Affleck was 8. Both performers have acknowledged in prior interviews that they were initially drawn to one another by their shared love of acting. During a Q&A session following an Air screening in New York, Affleck made light of the fact that he has been Damon's director since high school. He admitted, according to IndieWire, "I've carried him before. It might appear like the first time he's directed me," Damon said with a chuckle. "In our high school productions, he would say things like, 'Dude, I think you should do it like this.'" He continued, "He's been directing me for like 40 or something years." The pair has previously collaborated, with their breakthrough performance coming in Good Will Hunting. While living together, Damon, then 27, and Affleck, then 25, co-wrote the movie. Affleck reportedly previously told Forbes magazine, "We rented this house on the beach in Venice and 800 people came and stayed with us and got wasted. Then, due to a lack of funds, we were forced to rent an apartment." According to him, it was like, everything was fascinating. "So we lived everywhere, including Glendale, Eagle Rock, Hollywood, West Hollywood, Venice, and the Hollywood Bowl. Depending on who had money, we would either have to move out of some spots or upgrade or downgrade." Affleck and Damon shared a bank account in addition to their residence. The two admitted they adopted an all-for-one and one-for-all philosophy during a segment of the Bill Simmons podcast. "We were going to support and assist one another," Affleck remarked. "You won't be alone," it seemed to say. "I won't be doing this by myself, so let's go out there and do it together." "As long as one of us had money, we knew that the power wasn't going to get shut off," continued Damon. Us Weekly claims that Affleck and Damon utilized the opening of Good Will Hunting to get a new apartment before they were known for anything. "I recall reading in Daily Variety that we were expected to receive $600,000 for it. We used a copy of the Daily Variety to secure the $3,000 per month house because we lacked credit," Affleck added. "I said, I don't have credit, but this is who we are," she continued. The landlord responded, "All right, sure." After the success of Good Will Hunting, Affleck reportedly said that he avoided working with Damon because they would always be identified as a pair, which would be limiting. "We wished we'd kept working together more over the years," Affleck said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. "That was one of the things we reflected on when we did The Last Duel that caused us to want to do this company together. We were duped into believing that if we didn't separate our jobs and pursue our own thing, people would always link us with one another. That will be constrained." Affleck also spoke to the publication about the significance of his almost 40-year friendship with Damon, adding, "I believe the reason it works is that I trust him and love him, and I know that this is someone with integrity. Failure is difficult in this industry, and success can be perplexing and cause you to lose your bearings. It meant a lot to have that friendship serve as a compass throughout the years." Artists Equity, the new production firm founded by Affleck and Damon, produced Air. Damon said last week during a press conference for the film that Oscar winner Viola Davis was crucial to its creation. "If we can't get Viola Davis, we can't make the movie," remarked Damon. It was equally satisfying for Damon to work with Affleck in a different way. He said during the press conference, "Naturally, over the years, we have collaborated on writing and producing projects together, but Damon noted that working with him as a director was an absolute joy and very fulfilling creatively. We generally share the same perceptions of what works and doesn't work in a situation, which is why we got along so well. And this cast, every day I got to work with another one of my heavyweight acting heroes. It simply doesn't get any better than that. It was the greatest enjoyment I've ever had watching a movie from beginning to end," he said. Even though Affleck stated that working with Davis has been a lifelong career ambition, Damon and others also contributed to the casting decision. "He wasn't that concerned about working with me," Damon later jokingly remarked. The director remarked that working with everyone was like walking on air, and he joked that he had been told to say that by media managers. Instead of seeing a disproportionate amount of the budget going to actors and directors, Damon and Affleck hoped to create a more equitable experience for the team behind movies, including cinematographers, costume designers, and more.